Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics They're Bad For You, the name of my YouTube channel. Or if you're watching this on BitChute, the name of my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Today we're going to be looking at Star Wars Duel of the Fates, Colin Trevorrow script leaks. Yeah, Colin Trevorrow's original script for Episode 9 has leaked online. We're not going to look at the entire script, not every boring little bit, but I'm going to try and give out the most important bits to you that I find the most interesting. So, let's read this article and see what's up. Details from the script for Colin Trevorrow's version of Star Wars Episode 9 have leaked online, which includes the title said to be Duel of the Fates. Prior to J.J. Abrams directing Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy had Colin Trevorrow, known for the Jurassic World movies, directing Episode 9, but things went sour and Trevorrow was removed from the movie. And looked how that turned out for you, Kathleen Kennedy, not to mention everyone at Disney. Look at it. You've destroyed this franchise because of that. A Redditor put together the following details, which actually do sound pretty cool. What could have been, I suppose. Update: the original source of the script leak is on YouTube from writer, producer, director Robert Meyer Burnett. So we come to the script now, so we'll start off. Star Wars Episode 9, Duel of the Fates details. The iron grip of the First Order has spread to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Only a few scattered planets remain unoccupied. Traitorous acts are punishable by death. Determined to suffocate a growing unrest, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren has silenced all communication between neighboring systems. So we can see here that Colin Trevorrow was going to work out of what Rian Johnson did in The Last Jedi with Snoke being killed by Kylo Ren. So Colin Trevorrow was going to use all the things that Rian Johnson put down in The Last Jedi in his own film here. So we don't know if Colin Trevorrow was happy with what he had with what Rian Johnson left him, but we can see he was going to use it. Led by General Leia Organa, the Resistance has planned a secret mission to prevent their annihilation and forge a path to freedom. Opens at the Kraut shipyards, man on a mission style. BB-8 and Rose Tico, allegedly a key character in script, are infiltrating Kraut Moon, where the First Order build their ships. Workers are oppressed. There is an orbital ring and moon below it. Finn and Poe are there. Numbers, R2, D2, and 3PO are there as well, with Rey as they all arrive. Nothing too important actually happens, but we do see Rey's new weapon, a new double-bladed lightsaber that she used with parts from Luke's old lightsaber. That also incorporates her staff. Now we jump a little ahead here to after the battle when they're escaping. They battle and Poe and Finn, Rose, Rey, and BB-8 steal a Star Destroyer, Eclipse class, and escape. So no one was guarding this Eclipse-class Star Destroyer, and they just made off with it, and just them, and they didn't need a crew to man the engines and stuff like that. Just 5 people just stealing a Star Destroyer. That's just stupid. The Knife 9, a ship containing the Knights of Ren, arrives at Kraut. Ren kills Admiral Vaughn for his failure, who earlier said Resistance tactics are dreadful, or something to that effect. I didn't include because I didn't think it was that important. We cut to Coruscant, no longer a vibrant city. The new structures are built atop the Art Deco structure of the Old Republic. Occupied by the First Order, now they have a Citadel Palace there. Citizens are scavengers. Now, Hux is now Chancellor Hux and is addressing Basic Kova, a traitor who helped resist Steel Star Destroyer. Kova is executed with a light blade guillotine. And yes, this is another stupid thing they invented for this movie, a light blade guillotine. Hux and Commander Selleck have a meeting with several alien warlords, owed to Imperial HNH Imperial Council scene, I suppose. First Order has allies. They ask where Kylo Ren is. They say that he's gone off to look for great power. Cut to Mustafar. Kylo Ren is alone. Except for a Darth Maul-esque droid, he's also being bothered by Luke's Force Ghost, who tells him this is where all the dark paths lead. Luke says that because Kylo Ren was searching through an old Sith Lord's tomb. Rey then confides in Finn that she doesn't feel like she has what it takes. He then asks her if Kylo Ren can still get into her head. She says yes, and she doesn't understand the connection. He says resist him. Finn, you have to shut him out, is what he actually says. The Star Destroyer they stole has all of its tanks and weapons and TIE fighters because apparently they have fully stocked unmanned vehicles at that shipyard. but they don't have the manpower. But they don't really have to worry about that because they learn that under Coruscant there's a force beacon that can summon lots and lots of allies for the Resistance to man those TIE fighters and tanks. That's just great, isn't it? I mean, it's so easy to get allies now to fight your war for you. Force Ghost Luke appears as Rey trains. Luke is pushing Rey to get stronger in the Force while he's pushing Kylo to let Ben out. Kylo makes it back to Coruscant. His face is damaged because he found the Sith holocron while he was searching that Sith Lord's tomb that exploded and damages his face and armor. Apparently it's told him where he can go to get even stronger and stuff, and we'll learn about that later on in the video. Rey then says to Luke as they train balance, the dark suffocates the light, light extinguishes the dark over and over and over again. How is that balance in the Force? Luke, I know that anger, my father had it too. Then Rey goes on a tirade saying, my master told me to do this and 1,000 masters before him told him to do this, of how we're supposed to live. Otherwise, we're getting a rehashed version of Let the Past Die. The rest of the exchange between Rey and Luke is basically Rey trying to back away from being a Jedi. But Luke says the Force is speaking to her. I really hope not. Rey and her friends, or Team B, are being pursued by Knife 9 Knights of Ren ships and eventually reach the planet Bonadan. That's really beside the point. Kylo reaches Ramacor and confronts Tal Valium, 7,000 years old alien of unknown origins, spinally intense, sinewy muscle, very Lovecraftian. Kylo begins training with Valium. Ode to ESB cave scene. Kylo fights Vader. Fight is brutal and Kylo loses. Now, we have more lore breaking here because Tal Valium is the guy who trained Palpatine. So, why is Palpatine's master still alive when Sith apprentices have to kill their masters and become Sith masters themselves? How is this even here? Why is he even going to train Kylo Ren to begin with? Rey arrives on Bonadan. Poe takes Rey to see a seer who can pull information out of memories. The seer pulls out a star chart out of Rey's mind from her visions. With Kylo, Knights of Ren show up and fight Rey in a lightsaber battle. She defeats them and Team B escapes. Both Rey and Kylo eventually get to Mors, a planet where it's going to be the final battle of the movie. Leia asks Lando if he will organize the smugglers and fight the First Order. Rose is captured and tortured by the First Order but is able to escape. We see Leia and Lando, and they're basically finally in the film more often. The last time we saw Leia, she had felt when, Kylo Ren had been burned by the Sith holocron, and that was the last we saw of her. Rose's capture shows indeed how important she is, because she does escape, and this is the first time we've heard mention of her throughout this entire script, except in the beginning. Just showing you how important Rose Tico is to the Star Wars universe. We come to the end of this film. Rey and Kylo battle on Mortis using Force energy that can pull from each other. At some point, it is revealed Kylo killed Rey's parents at the behest of Snoke. Towards the end, Luke, Obi-Wan, Yoda appear as Force ghosts to save Ben, but are unsuccessful. Ben is extinguished. I don't know. Does that mean that Kylo Ren is dead? Does that mean that the goodness in Kylo Ren is dead? That doesn't really explain what happens. We see a final detail that Han Solo was to appear and confront Kylo at some point. The ending's kind of sketchy, but it seems like the Resistance won, the First Order loses, and this is how the film ends. We don't know if Kylo Ren is dead. We see that Ben is extinguished, though, so I guess there's still no Reylo on the book for the Reylos out there if this movie had been made. But hey, all in all, this movie looks to be far better. I skipped on some of the details to save time. They used the Force Beacon to, of course, summon their forces to Mortis, and of course they had all those tanks and TIE fighters, thanks to that stolen Star Destroyer they had. Leia and Lando survived the film along with every other of the original trilogy characters, so this is how the movie ends, with literally the Resistance won and the First Order loses. It's a far better film than The Force Awakens, but not by much, I'd say. But after all, this is only a outline of the script, after all, I think. But better than what we got. If you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube is going around unsubscribing people, so make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Read comics, they're bad for you. Then go over to BitChute and subscribe to my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Hit that bell for notifications, hit that like button, and leave some comments down below. And if you could you also please share this video? Share it on Twitter, share it on Reddit, and share it on Facebook. Share it anywhere you think it'll do the most good because YouTube YouTube is not going around promoting their own YouTube creators anymore, and it would really help me if you could please share this video. Now listen closely. Keep checking back in all my future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book Scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.